Hi, this is Overdrive. In today's video, I'm extremely excited to walk you through this genuine 1988 sales workbook for the Porsche 911 series. It was originally published by the Porsche Cars North America for the Porsche dealers, but quite surprisingly, you can still find some of these second-hand listed on eBay. Well, US market was always very important for Porsche. As recognized in this book, this was where more than half of all the cars were sold. This publication was therefore intended for the Porsche sales representatives to facilitate the selling process. I can read that this year for the first time workbooks go beyond just product knowledge. They all bring together the prospect, process and product in a way designed to help a person become a more effective sales representative. Why is that? 1988 was going to be a difficult year. Following 1987 Wall Street crash, also known as Black Monday, but this probably happened after this book was released, and further increased prices due to continuously weak dollar, made the sale of any imported car in the US not an easy task. Therefore, the product knowledge, selling value of the car and appropriate sales techniques were more important than ever before. As I read, the 911 is the classic Porsche, and after nearly a generation, it's a more exciting sports car than ever. But it doesn't mean that the 911 sells itself. Every Porsche is packed with features and qualities that justify its substantial price tag. Every Porsche, but especially the 911 series, is the product of a unique heritage that is far more than just features and qualities, and further justification of prices might seem out of line were if not for this heritage. The next section adds that this publication is not supposed to remain a secret. I quote, "The writers also conceived this workbook as a reference book on the 911 models to be pulled off the shelf anytime you need it, such as when the prospect asks you a question you haven't heard before. When you feel it's appropriate, don't hesitate to show the workbook to prospects. The material here is much more detailed than in the sales brochures, and there will be enthusiastic Porsche customers who want, need and understand the more technical treatment here." I can read that Porsche motto in Germany has long been "Fahren in seiner schönsten Form", driving in its purest form. A fitting phrase for any Porsche, but especially for the 911, whose very concept is to turn driving into an aesthetic experience. When the 911 first appeared as a prototype 901 on a Porsche stand at the Frankfurt Motor Show in September 1963, it was all new, even a little radical. Porsche traditionalists were at first slow to accept the 911. It was just too different from the first Porsche series, the 356, and yet it was a Porsche through and through, from its rear-mounted air-cooled engine to its fastback body with low sloping hood and near upright fenders. More than that, it was a true Porsche in the sense that it was engineered and designed from the ground up for the performance and driving pleasure. Its concept, though highly unconventional, was so sound that it is valid today as in 1963. The book further provides an overview of 9 variations of the 911 models for the 1988, which included Carrera, Turbo and 930S, each available as Coupe, Targa and Cabriolet. Especially interesting was the 930S, which was essentially a turbo but featuring a slant nose inspired by the 935 Turbo Group 5 racing car. A new option for Carrera was also the Club Sport package. This option deleted the power windows, air conditioning, fog lights, sound deadening, undercoating, rear seats, door storage compartments and coat hooks. The seats were manual with adjustable sport seat backrests. Further refinements included the engine. A separate section is dedicated to the 911 series customer. One study established that the typical 911 owner is male, over 95%, and 40 years of age. 2/3 are married. These are generally well-educated people with nearly half holding advanced degrees. Just before buying their 911s, nearly a third of 911 owners had previously a Porsche, while for the 911 Turbo, this ratio goes up to almost 50%. The desire to have another Porsche is a part of its heritage traceable back 40 years to the first Porsche 356. 911 owners group has an above-average commitment to their car, where 80% reported it to be the only car shopped prior to purchase. This points out to a so-called dream car criterion. It is therefore an advice to sales representatives to be sensitive to the fact that these customers may have waited and worked many years to be able to afford this classic sports car. In terms of decision making, the researchers asked, did you make the decision to buy the 911 yourself or were others involved? Nearly 2 out of 3 said, no one else. For selling techniques, Porsche was an advocate of warm prospecting over a cold call. Once a contact to the client was acquired, preferably through a friend, customer referral or networking, they proposed to follow up with a letter and then with a telephone call to make an appointment. Porsche gives examples of letters appealing to different customer groups like those met through networking events, professionals, non-Porsche customers, executives or self-employed. Next sections provide detailed technical information on the powertrain, chassis, body and interior of the 911 series. We learn, for example, that advantages of the Boxer layout include low center of gravity, minimum vibration, compactness and stamina. Larger rear tires help compensate for 58% rear weight bias to balance the handling. 10-year limited corrosion warranty is valid for subsequent owners, further protecting the resale value. For a high-performance car, the 911 series maintenance requirements are remarkably modest. 911 Carrera has 15,000-mile interval for changing the oil and filter. When it comes to unscheduled maintenance and repairs, the 911 has an excellent record thanks in part to Porsche's long-term production experience with it. But for the unlikely event that something goes wrong, every 911 comes with an extensive toolkit and spare engine belt. As it is noted, even though the 911 series has no truly direct competitors, a few of your prospects will shop around before making up their minds which car to buy. The book features a brief summary how the 911 series compares with their most nearly direct competitors. For example, against the BMW M6, 911 Carrera is lighter, quicker, sportier, has far more superior fuel economy, and has proven engine reliability record. Against the Ferrari 328, the 911 Turbo is also lighter, has shorter braking distances, is more completely equipped, offers more passenger and luggage carrying capacity, and has 10 times better corrosion protection warranty. The book also describes the hints on presenting the 911 series to customers, including open-end questions worth asking, the walk-around, catchy press quotes, and Porsche heritage messages. After each section there is a test, with the final 50-question review at the end of the book. Unfortunately, in my version, the answers to this final test were cut off. Okay, that's everything for today. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching and again, maybe see you in the next video.